Today we will learn and hopefully complete about molecular orbital theory. Whatever bits and pieces will be left, that we will deal where that we will deal in that we will deal in the 1 hour lecture of Tuesday, and hopefully we will complete this lecture yeah, by Tuesday. I am hoping that. Let me see. What is the situation? No. Syllabus completion plan. I have to look at the okay. I was supposed to complete this chapter the previous week only, but I have stretched this too. Yeah, because we didn't have any new lectures now. We have been having extra classes in this week only. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Fine. So 4 hours late, and that 4 hours can be explained about. Okay. Please write molecular orbital theory. Molecular orbital theory. Molecular orbital theory. Now, the basic assumption of this theory is that electrons in atoms what is happening in atoms, electrons are in atomic orbitals. Yes, electrons are in atomic orbitals. Yes or no? They say that similarly in molecules, electron are in molecular orbital. Right? Molecular orbital. Now, you have to create an analogy between atomic orbital and molecular orbital. So for atomic orbitals, what did we study? We studied their shape, yes or no? We studied their shape, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Then
sir.
all of these atomic orbitals, they had their name also. 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s. Yes.
Yes, sir.
These
Yes, sir.
atomic orbitals, they also had, we also determined the relative energy, that 1s has less energy than 2s and so on. Right?
Yes, sir.
Now, similar type of analysis we will be doing for molecular orbitals also. And this is all covered in molecular orbital theory. Okay. Fine. So shape, name, energy. At least these points we will understand for molecular orbital theory. We will name what are those molecular orbital theory, and then we will look at the shape of those molecular orbitals. And after that, we will also look at the relative energies of those molecular orbitals. Okay. So first of all, what we should do, we should write. This is the basic point that you should keep in head. ये सीबीएसई में लिखने वाली बात नहीं है, ये स्कूल टीचर को बताने वाली बात नहीं है. ये क्या है, अपने back of the mind you should have this point that in atoms electrons are in atomic orbital, in molecules electrons are in molecular orbital. And if you look at this perspective, this bonding perspective, then you can see that it is very simple. Yes or no? Like the starting point is very simple. In atoms, atomic orbitals, in molecules, molecular orbital. We will go in detail slowly. We'll go in detail slowly. So please write this with me. According to molecular orbital theory, okay, molecular orbital theory, MOT. Molecular orbital theory, MOT. Molecular orbital theory. All the atomic orbitals, rather I should write AO. All the atomic orbital gets distributed during the formation during the formation of a molecule, right? Now, when two atomic orbital approach towards each other, they make molecular orbital. MO, molecular orbital MO. For example, you have one S, and this one S has one electron, plus you have another one S. This one S has another electron. This is one S, this is one S, right? Now there are two theories, right? There are two theories. According to VBT, valence bond theory, if you remember, overlapping happens like this, and the bonding is taking place in this way, right? These have overlapped, and then the bonding has taken place. But when 1s will combine, what you will make? The molecular orbital theory says you will make a species which is like this. This is according to VBT. This is according to MOT. This is according to MOT. Please write these points. Let me know if you're done.
Done, sir.
What about others?
Done, sir.
Done, sir. Done, sir.
Now, if you see this point in VBT, you can already say that 1s का overlapping हुआ है. 1s and 1s has overlapped. But in this, we cannot see what has overlapped and what is being made, right? What is overlapped and what is being made. So that is why what is happening here is when the atomic orbital combine to make molecular orbital, the atomic orbital is losing its identity in the formation of molecule in molecular orbital. Okay, so this point, the point of difference between VBT and MOT is what? The point of difference in VBT and MOT is that in VBT, atomic orbital maintains its identity, right? Now in MOT, atomic orbital loses their identity while forming what? While forming molecular orbitals. Is this point clear with everyone? Is this point very clear with everyone?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, very good. Now, let us write some remarks point. Okay, let us write some remarks point. But before that, let us see how these molecular orbitals they are formed and they are being made. Okay, they are formed and they are being made. Now, you don't have to write any of these points. Okay, you don't have to write any of these points. All of you know that all the waves that are present in a molecule, they are the electrons which are present, they are in waves, right? Yes or no? There are some waves. Okay, you have not done very good job, and there will be some other atom. Their electrons will also be in some kind of waveform. Yes. So when these atoms are in waveform, what happens? They can, when they come together, what I'm drawing here is a very simplistic idea of electronic wave. Okay, very simplistic idea of electronic wave, like this. And this is, let us suppose this is one atomic orbital, and you have another atomic orbital like this, right? Atomic orbital like this. Now this is positive, this is positive, this is negative, and this is negative. Now, if I will take this, atomic orbital, and I will try to overlap here. Now, can you see that positive part is joining the positive part, negative part is joining the negative part? It is overlapping. Positive is overlapping positive. Negative is overlapping negative. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Now, this is known as constructive interference. You guys know constructive interference and destructive interference? No? No? So what will happen here? See, positive and positive, they will overlap. The amplitude will increase. Negative, negative will overlap. The amplitude will increase. Okay. So if this is positive now, this is negative now. Okay. So this is what we know as constructive interference. Now, this is what happens when two atomic orbital they overlap or when they approach each other. Now, let us suppose we have an atomic orbital which is like this. This is negative. This is positive. Plus, we have atomic orbital which is somewhere like this. Now, this is positive. This is negative. Now, if I will add these two, if I will approach these two, then what is going to happen? The negative part is going to cancel the positive part, and the positive part is going to cancel the negative part. Yes or no? If I add these 2 points, what does this mean? When I add these 2 points now, so I'm adding this point with this point, right? Okay, this point, whatever this point is there, I'm adding this point with this point. Then what is happening? There is an increase, right? There is an increase. Let us suppose this is 2, this is 2. If I add these two, so here, now this will become 4. You guys understand this? Are you guys getting this point or not? You have done
Yes,
waves
sir.
now. You have done waves, right?
Yes, sir.
Constructive interference, destructive interference was not present there. Constructive and destructive interference is there. I think it is there. Okay. Waves may you will have a bit of then an issue, I guess, if you don't understand this constructive and destructive interference. Okay, so please pay attention. Destructive interference. Then what will happen? The wave will disappear. The wave will disappear. Okay, the wave will disappear. Are you guys clear about constructive interference, destructive interference? Yes or no? Please tell me that.
Yes, sir.
Yes, na? All of you?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, what is this positive and what is this negative? Are these charges? Are these charges?
Yes, sir.
No, these are not charges. So please write one more point. Positive sign and negative sign are not charges. They are phases of wave. You know, na, if I have y-axis here, and this is the x-axis, so above whatever will be above, it will be in positive, right? They will have plus sign, and below this it will have negative sign. Yes or no? The numbers will be positive and the numbers will be negative if I go down y. Yes.
So
Khalid.
down it will be negative.
Exactly. Oh, sorry, I did say opposite. In up it will be positive, and down it will be negative. Correct. So that is the phase. Okay, that is the phase for waves. These are not charges. Okay, these are not charges. These are not charges. These are not charges. So whatever phase you see in p orbital, na, plus and negative, plus and minus, these are not charges. These are phases. These are phases because it is a wave. Done?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, next point is that. See, if you have an atom, okay, if you have atom, this is one atom here. This is another atom here. When they will come together, when they will come closer together, what will happen? their wave will interfere with each other. Their wave will interfere with each other. This nucleus is positive charge. This nucleus is positive charge, right? Now, between these two nucleus, there is repulsion, positive repulsion. But if there will be more electron between the nucleus, then what will happen? There will be attraction between these two nucleus. Yes or no? For example, if you have positive, and then here you have nothing, and here you have positive charge. Okay, then what will be happening here? These protons will be repelling each other. These positive charges will be repelling each other. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
These, just look at this as positive points. Okay, just look at them as positive points. Now what do? You bring about many negative charges here. Now what will happen? These electrons, they will pull this positive charge, and it will also pull this positive charge. Now what will happen if they will pull the positive charge? In effect, what is happening? The positive charges are coming closer. Yes or no? Yes, now if I will put electrons in between, then the positive charge will come closer.
Yes, sir.
All of you understood this point? Hiba, Salman, Khalid.
Yes.
Yes, now if I
Yes,
now
sir.
this is what happens. This is how bonding take place. What we do is we put electrons in between the positive charge. We put electron in between the protons. So here what is happening? Here there is more protons. Okay, here there is more protons. Now, whenever you have the atomic orbitals, two things can take place. For example, if you have, let us suppose this, and let us suppose this. Now, in VBT, what did we say? Agar aise overlap ho gaya na, if they will overlap like this, then what will happen? Negative overlap, right? Positive, negative, different signs, negative overlap. But we don't know how the overlapping is taking place, how the overlap will take place. So what I see is what MOT is saying. MOT said that all type of overlapping will take place. What did it say? All type of overlapping will take place. That means if I add these two, the overlapping or interference will take place, and it will be somewhere, it will be positive. That means this phase and this phase will overlap. And sometimes what will happen? Negative and positive phase will overlap. Now, when there is positive overlap, same phase are overlapping, we form bonding molecular orbital. And if different phases are overlapping, we form anti-bonding molecular orbital. Okay, this is bonding molecular orbital. This is anti-bonding molecular orbital. This is anti-bonding molecular orbital. Okay. Now, write some remark points. And from here you can start writing. Okay. First, write remarks. Remarks regarding remarks. Right. Molecular orbital is formed after linear combination of atomic orbital. After linear combination of atomic orbitals. Let us say 2 atomic orbitals. Okay, the combination of 2 atomic orbitals. Second point, the number of molecular orbital formed is equal to the number of atomic orbital taking part in combination. Okay, taking part in combination. Now, if 2 atomic orbitals are formed, there will be 2 what? There will be 2 molecular orbital also. There will be 2 molecular orbital also. Now, the 2 molecular orbitals are bonding molecular orbital and anti-bonding molecular orbital. So, bonding molecular orbital, bonding MO is formed by is formed by when the wave functions combine with same phase. They combine with same phase, right? Or we can say that it is formed when the wave function, they are added, because what is happening when we have the same phase, what is happening? Wave function is added. Wave function is added. Wave function is added. So this is what psi is a wave function. If you have a atomic orbital of A molecule plus you have the atomic orbital of B molecule. So what you will form? You will form psi AB. You will form what? Psi AB. Psi A plus psi B will give you what? Psi AB. Psi A plus psi B will give you psi AB. Now there is anti-bonding molecular orbital. Anti-BMO is formed when the wave function combined with opposite phase. Opposite phase. Okay, now when they are combining with opposite phase, what happens? Wave function are subtracted. Right? Wave function are subtracted. As we have seen here, what is happening? This is subtracting this one. Okay, so this is A and this is B. Now A minus B, then only you will get this type of structure, right? This type of wave function, that is no wave is present. That is no wave is present. Now here what is happening? A and B are subtracted. So psi A minus psi B. Now this will give you what? Psi AB, and there will be a star here. Psi AB, and there will be a star here. Psi star AB. We call this as psi star AB. Done? Done, guys?
Yes, sir. Done.
Okay. Now, let us understand these 2 points. Okay. Formation of bonding molecular orbital and the formation of anti-bonding molecular orbital. Okay. And let us also ask you a few questions regarding energy. You guys remember that repulsion leads to increase in energy. This leads to decrease in stability. Yes? Yes or no, guys?
Yes, sir.
And what happens with attraction? Attraction decreases energy and it leads to increase in stability. Yes or no? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Now we can start. Okay, now we can start. Now suppose you have an atomic orbital. Suppose you have an atomic orbital. Let us suppose you have some atomic orbital. Let us start with 1s. Okay, let us start with 1s. One s plus 1s. Okay, these are two atomic orbitals. Now, what is linear combination of atomic orbital is saying that you will form ABMO and BMO. So if you have 1s, then there are two possibilities, right? 1s, two possibilities. First possibility is that you will form BMO, 1s plus 1s, right? Now, if they will add, then what will happen? Like this, and then you can forward it to, right? So this is the center of atoms. This is the center of atom. 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 Okay. Now what has happened here? This is the center of atom. That is the nucleus. This is positive charge. Now can you see there is a increase in electron density? Yes or no? You can see that, right? There is increase in electron density. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now what will happen? The nucleus will come closer. This nucleus will come closer. That means there is attraction. Yes, there is attraction. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
If there is attraction, then what will happen? And this is what? This is BMO. And BMO leads to attraction, and hence BMO has lower energy than atomic orbital, okay? And BMO is more stable. Now let us look at the case of ABMO. Let us look at the case of ABMO. Now again, 1s, okay? 1s. Now this was addition. Now there will be subtraction. So nucleus. This is going to lead to. Now see, the overlapping will take place like this. Overlapping will take place like this. Overlapping will take place like this. But what will happen? This area that you are seeing, this area, this will be subtracted. We have to remove that area. So if I remove that area, sorry for this, I remove that area. You have to remove that area. You will be left with something like this. This is the nucleus here. The nucleus will be somewhere here. Yes or no, guys? Tell me. Okay, now tell me what is there any electron here? Is there any electron here? You understood this subtraction now? You understood this subtraction, right? What I am doing here? I'm removing the electrons like this, okay? So this will become like this. This area is gone. And this area is gone, right? So from 1s, we have removed this much area from this atomic orbital and the same round of area from this atomic orbital. Now there is no electron here, okay? If there is no electron, then what will happen? Repulsion between the nucleus will take place, repulsion. Now, if repulsion is taking place, that means ABMO has higher energy and ABMO is unstable. Higher energy than atomic orbital, and also ABMO has ABMO is less stable. Okay, please read this a few times. Write this down regarding BMO and ABMO, and please let me know if you have any doubts. Okay, please let me know if you have any doubts. Done.
Done, sir.
Done. Okay. Now see. Now what I will do now, I will give each and every one, like I have done 1s, right? Now in 1s, I will add a few things here. Okay, I will add a few things. You also guys add a few things. Now tell me, if this is constructive interference, then this and this will have same phase, positive phase, or negative phase. Yes or no? Yes, guys.
Yes,
This will
sir.
also positive. This is also positive, and this part is also positive, and this part is also positive. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, if ABMO is forming, the phases will be different. So this will be positive and this will be negative. Yes, this will be positive,
Yes,
this will
sir.
be negative, and this will be positive and this will be negative. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Now let us look at both of these things, and I will tell you one point here. Okay, now this is the center. Okay, this is the center of the molecular orbital, and if I go right or left, I will get a positive sign. Yes, tell me. I will get a positive sign, na positive phase. Even if I go
Yes, sir.
left side, right? See, the whole thing is positive. That means this is symmetrical. This is symmetrical. Now, what about this one? Tell me. This is the center. If I go right, I will get positive. If I go right, I will get negative. If I go left, I will get what? Positive. So this is asymmetrical, right? Or it is does not have symmetry, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Not symmetrical. This is not symmetrical. Okay. Now, there are names that you have to. There are names that you have to learn. There are names that you have to learn. You have known the shape. You have known the shape, right? Now, this is known as sigma. And this is known as sigma 1s because what is happening here? We are making a sigma bond, and that sigma bond is made by what? That sigma bond is made by 1s atomic orbital. Now, similarly, this will be known as sigma star 1s. This will be known as sigma star 1s. Now, if I look here, there is no electron here, and that is why this is known as nodal plane. This is what? This is nodal plane. This is what? This is nodal plane. So please add the information that I have written. Then we will look at what? Then we will look at PP. Okay, then we will look at PP. Then we will look at PP. Done, everyone?
Yes, sir. Done.
Right? So I hope you guys understand what is the name. This is the name. This is the name. And this structure that I have drawn here, this part is what? This part is the shape. Okay. So we know the name, we know the shape, and then what we have to see? We have to see the center of symmetry or whether it is symmetrical or not. And the next point is that we will see the nodal plane in all of these particular molecular orbitals. Okay. In all of the following molecular orbitals. So please. Now we have seen 1s, 1s. Now, right? PP. Second is PP. PP. Okay. So now in PP also we can have two cases. Number one, I will write constructive. Constructive means it will lead to formation of what? It will lead to formation of bonding molecular orbital. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, no. Now in PP, what we are doing in this case, now you will understand. I hope you will understand this. We are combining the p orbitals along with the internuclear axis. Okay, so this is the internuclear axis, and we have the internuclear axis. In the same internuclear axis, there are the lobes, that means the electrons, and that will lead to the formation of sigma bonds, right? I hope you remember when you have what is the formation of sigma bond, what is the condition? The condition is that you should have the atomic orbitals of the same direction in the internuclear axis, Now, that is minus, plus, plus, minus. This will lead to the formation of the atomic orbital, which looks like this. There will be a large size. Wait a second. I need to use a bit of less space here. Now overlapping will take place. I'm just drawing directly drawing the molecular orbitals. Okay. No, I cannot draw so many. Okay, so these two will overlap, and what will happen here? what will happen? You have the nucleus here. Okay, now you have the nucleus here, you have the nucleus here, the nucleus here, and you have the nucleus here, right? So this will be positive, this will be negative, and this will be negative. Yes. Now again tell me. Now again tell me here. Now again tell me what will be the name. What will be the name? This is what? This is 2p. This is also 2p. So the name will be sigma 2p. Okay. The name will be sigma 2p. Now we know that internuclear axis. Internuclear axis is the z-axis. So obviously, if the internuclear axis is z-axis and the lobes are lying on the z-axis, this will be 2pz, right? So this is what sigma 2pz. This is sigma 2pz. So we have known the shape. We have got the what? We have got the name also. We have got the shape. Now we have to see whether it is symmetrical or not symmetrical. Tell me. So this is the point, and if you go this side, you will get positive. You will get positive, but at a certain point, you will get negative. So this is what?
Sir, symmetrical.
Symmetrical. Very good. Symmetrical, right? Symmetrical. This is symmetrical. This is symmetrical. Okay. Now any nodal plane? Zero nodal plane, right? Zero nodal plane. There is no nodal plane here. Now B is destructive. B is destructive. This will lead to the formation of anti-bonding molecular orbital. Now you will have plus, minus, plus, minus, plus. And what will happen here? These lobes that are interacting, they will get smaller because they will cancel each other out. So the other lobes will be of the same size, but the lobes that have interacted, what will happen? Their size will get reduced. Okay, and this is what? This is positive, this is negative, and here you have the nodal plane, and this is negative and this is positive. Okay, since this lobe and this lobe never interacted, then what happened? Their size is same, but what? This lobe, positive and negative, they interacted, they subtracted each other. Okay, I have to write minus sign here. And what happened? Their size got shrunk because they got subtracted with each other. Now, what will be the name here? Again, this is on the same internuclear axis, so this will be sigma 2pz. But this sigma is what? This is sigma star. Star signifies that it is anti-bonding. Now, this is symmetrical. No, this is not symmetrical. Not symmetrical. And there is a nodal plane, right? So NP is equal to 1 nodal plane. Any doubt? Any doubt here? Any doubt? Tell me, please. Tell me. Any doubt?
No, sir.
No. Okay, fine. Very good. Very good. Very good. Next, we will see PP. But what will happen? The internuclear axis is this. The internuclear axis is this. We have seen this one. Now, p orbital can be also perpendicular to internuclear axis. So we will keep the p orbital perpendicular to the internuclear axis. Okay, internuclear axis. Done, guys? Waiting for Khalid and Salman. Khalid, you are done, right? Khalid seems to be not here. Now, the case B here. Second case will be if I have PP, but not on internuclear axis, but they are not in the internuclear axis, then what will happen? So if this is the internuclear axis like this, if this is the internuclear axis, you have p orbital here plus the p orbital here. Okay, wait a second. Let me first write constructive and destructive. Leading to formation of bonding molecular orbital. You have the p orbital like this, plus, plus, minus, minus, and then what will happen? You will have the bonding orbital something like this. Okay, you will have the bonding molecule something like this. Wait a second. So this is the nodal. This is node. Okay, this is node. There is no electron density here, so you will have something like this. This positive and this positive will overlap. We'll get a positive charge, positive sign here, not charge, positive phase, and the negative phase here. Okay, and the negative phase here. Now, the sign and all, the sign and all. So you have sigma 2p, right? Now sigma, this can be sigma 2px or sigma 2py, right? Because if it is perpendicular to z-axis, then there is x-axis and y-axis that can be perpendicular. So this can be sigma 2px also, and this can be sigma 2py also, right? Now, is this symmetrical? Tell me no. If I go up, it is positive. If I go down, it is, if I go up, it is positive. If I go down, it is negative. That is why not symmetrical. And there is one nodal plane. This is the nodal plane. Okay, this is nodal plane. Nodal plane is equal to 1. Again, we have got the name, we have got the shape, we have got the symmetry, and we have also got the nodal plane. So everything about the molecular orbital is present in front of you. Please write this down. Then we will look at the destructive. We'll look at destructive. Okay, please write this down. I will wait. Don't worry. Destructive, leading to formation of anti-bonding molecular orbital. Imba is done. What about others? Hamza, Khalid, Salman.
Done, sir.
Okay. Now, destructive and ABMO. So you will have plus minus. This will be minus plus. If destruction is taking place, then what will happen here? This positive and this negative, they will overlap, and they will some part of this atomic orbital, it will get weakened, right? And then you will have something like this. Okay, so this part and this part, they have eaten out each other. Okay, this is what positive, negative, negative, positive. Now tell me, from this center, if I go this way and the opposite way, I get negative. If I go this way and the opposite way, I get positive. So first of all, we will write the name, that is sigma star 2px, and this is the same structure for sigma star 2py. Now, is this symmetrical? Yes, this is symmetrical. Right, as you can see, it has what? Positive, positive, negative, negative, right? So this is symmetrical. The symmetrical, it is lies like this. If I go from this point to this point, and then I go just opposite, I will see positive. If I go this way and just the opposite, I will get negative. So this is symmetrical. And is there nodal plane here? Tell me. Can you see nodal plane here?
No, sir.
Nodal plane नहीं दिख रहा आपको? Two nodal plane is there, na? This and this.
Two nodal planes.
Oh, yeah,
Yes,
sir.
P is equal to 2. Okay, nodal plane is equal to 2. So when they eat out now, what happens? For example, this much part. Okay, I have to. This much part of this remove. This much part of this is removed. Now what remains is like this. Okay, small part like this. So we have got the shape, the name, symmetry, and nodal plane. Yeah, that's okay. That's fine. Done. Hamza is done. What about others?
Done, sir.
Done, sir.
Please write conditions for combination of atomic orbital. Okay, conditions for combination of atomic orbital. The first condition is that whenever atomic orbitals are combining, those combining atomic orbital should have the same energy or nearly same energy. Okay, so the first condition is that combining atomic orbitals should have same energy or nearly same energy. Second point, now whenever you are combining the atomic orbitals, they must have same symmetry about the molecular axis. Okay, they should have same symmetry. Combining atomic orbitals should have same symmetry along the molecular axis or internuclear axis. Okay, it is also known as internuclear axis, the same internuclear axis. Now I will give you some example. Okay, I will give you some example. Let us suppose you have one S. Okay, and then you have 2p. Okay, now rather this is say let us 2s and this is 2p. Now tell me, can these two combine? Is the symmetry same? No. How do we see the symmetry is same? Yes. How do we see whether the symmetry is same? Just tell me whether 2s is symmetrical, yes or no. Is it symmetrical?
Yes, sir.
Right, it is symmetrical. What about 2p? Is it symmetrical?
No, sir.
No. Now, so does the symmetry is matching?
No,
Is the
sir.
symmetry matching? No. Then what will happen? 2s and 2p will never combine. 2s and 2p will never combine. Okay, got this? Now let us suppose you have this is 2p and this is also 2p. Tell me about this. What is the symmetry? Is there symmetry in 2p? No,
sir.
What about here? Is there symmetry?
No, sir.
No. But are these symmetries matching? Yes or no? Are the symmetries matching?
Yes, sir.
Yes. I hope you guys understood what is meant. They should have same symmetry.
Yes,
Hiba,
sir.
Hamza,
Understood.
Khalid, all of you guys?
Sir.
Yes, very good. Same energy. Till this point, what we have seen? Same energy, same symmetry. See, same energy, same energy, same energy, same symmetry. Same energy, same symmetry. Third point. Third point is that the combining atomic orbitals should overlap to maximum extent. They should overlap to maximum extent. They should overlap to maximum extent. By the way, tell me, what is INA? Internuclear axis is what? X axis, Y axis, Z axis? X axis, Y axis, Z axis, tell me.
Sir, y-axis?
Z axis, internuclear axis. I have written here now. Internuclear axis is Z axis. Okay. By convention, it is taken as Z axis. By convention, taken as Z axis. Done.
Done, sir.
Done, sir.
Yeah, done,
Now
sir.
you can- Can 2pz combine with 2px? So see, 2pz is how? 2pz is like this. This is the Z axis. Right. This is the Z axis, let us suppose. And if this is the X axis, this is the X axis. Right. Now, if they are combining, there are two problems. First problem is that the extent of overlapping will not be high. Zero overlapping, right? They will have zero overlapping. Yes or no? If they will combine like this, some part of positive, some part of negative, they will cancel each other out and you will get zero overlapping. Sigma bond, pi bond,
Yes,
positive
sir.
overlap, zero overlapping. Now, next point is that these atomic orbitals are also not symmetrical. Their symmetries are not same. Their symmetries are not same. Now, if I look here and if I look here, okay, we are at the same points. Now, here I am going upwards. Here also I will go upward. Here I am going downwards. Here also I am going downwards. I don't see anything, right? I don't see anything here. Now, when I say these symmetries are not matching, so we have to move ourselves in this way. In Z axis, if I'm going up, in X axis also, I have to go up and I don't see anything and I don't see. If I only maintain myself in this particular area, I can say that this is what? This is symmetrical. Same things are available here and here, but this is not unsymmetrical. This is unsymmetrical, right? And that is why the symmetries of PZ and PX, they don't match. That is why the symmetries of PZ and PX don't match. So can PZ and PX combine? No. What are the two reasons? Number one, extent of overlap is low. Second point, they don't have same symmetry. They don't have what? They don't have same symmetry. I write this point. Let me know if you're done.
Sir, answer is no, right?
Yeah, no. No, because extent of overlap is low. They don't have same symmetry.
Done, sir.
Okay, Hamza is also done. Now, what we will do, we will look at the energy order of the molecular orbitals, the energy order of molecular orbitals. Okay. So what I will write here. So first of all, let me explain this thing. energy of atomic orbitals. So the least energy is with 1s, then 2s, then 2p, right? So I'm writing like this: 2pz, 2px, 2py. Okay. One thing. Please, can you please make a correction here? This is pi. This is pi bond. This is pi 2px, pi 2py. This is pi 2px and pi 2py. This is pi star 2px and this is pi star 2py. Please make this correction. Pi bond are made now when two lobes are interacting. Pi bonds are made. One lobe interaction, sigma bond is made. Please write this down. Done.
Sir, only in PP bond, right?
If you have this type of overlapping, when you have two orbitals are overlapping here, right? This positive and negative.
Okay, sir.
Then we have pi bond. Now here, what is overlapping? One lobe. Okay, from one lobe from here, one lobe from here. Then we get sigma. One lobe, two lobes from here, two lobes from here. Then you will get pi. This is same as VBT. This is same as VBT. The pi and sigma. Done.
Yes, sir. Done.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, energy of atomic orbital is 1s, 2s, 2p, z, 2px, 2py. Okay. Now, if I make from 1s, from 1s, I can get, if I have two 1s orbital, I can get what? I can get two MOs, right? I can get two MOs. I will get sigma 1s and I will get sigma star 1s, right? By the combination of two 1s atomic orbital, I will get two molecular orbital, sigma 1s and sigma star 1s. Any doubt here? Any doubt here? You have some doubt, I guess.
No, sir, no doubt.
No, sir. No doubt.
No doubt. Okay, now tell me, if I have 2s and 2s, then I will also again get sigma 2s and
2S,
sigma star.
sigma star 2S.
Very good. Now, if I have 2pz, I will get sigma 2pz and sigma star 2pz. Yes or no? Yes or
Yes,
no?
sir.
Yes. Okay. Now, if I have 2px and 2py, for both of these, I will get what? Pi, as you have seen, pi 2px, pi star 2px. I will get from y, I will get pi 2py and pi star 2py. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Now we will look and see the energy of the molecular orbital, the energy of molecular orbital. Okay, so let us suppose, for example, we'll start with 1s. Okay, if I have 1s, formation of, and here what you can write, here you can write the formation of H2 also, formation of H2. So hydrogen, you will have one hydrogen atom here. This will have the 1s atomic orbital. The another hydrogen, it will have 1s atomic orbital here, like this. Okay, so this will have one electron here, this will have one electron here. Any doubt here? Till here you have any doubt? Till here you guys have any doubt? Tell me. No doubt, no?
No, sir. No doubt.
They will combine with each other. Now they will make a BMO which will have lower energy than the atomic orbital, and they will make an ABMO that will have higher energy than the atomic orbital. This BMO, this is ABMO. You may see lines like this in some of the textbook. You have what? You have, this is the BMO. This is the ABMO. This is what this one. This one is sigma 1s. This one is sigma star 1s. Now tell me, now we have first of all drawn. This is known as molecular orbital diagram. We have drawn the molecular orbital diagram. Now you tell me how many electron is there with us? Total number of electrons. One from this hydrogen, one from this hydrogen. Total number of electron is how much? 2, na? right?
Yes, sir. 2.
2. So now I will fill the electrons. I will fill the electrons where? I will fill the electrons in molecular orbitals. These are AOs. Okay, these are atomic orbital. This is also atomic orbital. And here we have the molecular orbitals. Here we have molecular orbitals. Now tell me, between sigma star 1s and sigma star 1s and sigma 1s, which has lower energy? Which has the lower energy? Sigma 1s, na? Sigma 1s has lower energy, right? Bonding molecular orbital has lower energy than atomic orbitals. So this has lower energy here, okay? And the energy is rising like this. So what will happen? Electron will go to that orbital which has the least energy. The electrons, they will go to the orbital which has least energy. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Any doubt?
No, sir. No doubt.
No? No. So now write one more point here. H2. If I have to tell you, you have to write the electronic configuration for hydrogen molecule. Electronic configuration for hydrogen molecule. So we'll start with sigma 1s, and I will write 2 here. Sigma 1s2, or you can also write it like this. H2 will have sigma 1s, and in bracket you can write 2 here, and in bracket you can write 2 here. Sigma 1s, bracket you can write 2. Done? Done? Everyone done?
Yes, sir. Done.
Now,
Sir,
second point,
could you like explain the structure again?
explain the structure again. Okay, fine.
Not that.
What do you want to, can you please, rephrase the question if you want to ask anything specific?
No, sir. When you were like explaining in the middle of that structure, I
Acha.
got disconnected.
You got disconnected. Okay, fine. So
That's
these
why.
are the atomic orbital. Okay, these are the atomic orbitals. 1s, and this is the atomic orbital 1s, and this has 1 electron because this is the atomic orbital of hydrogen. Hydrogen has only 1 electron in 1s. Then what you will do? When they will combine, they will form molecular orbital. When atomic orbitals will combine, they will form molecular orbitals. And how many molecular orbitals will be formed? 2. We form bonding molecular orbital and we form anti-bonding. Since 2 atomic orbitals are involved, 2 molecular orbitals will be formed, BMO, ABMO. Now, as we know that BMO has lower energy than atomic orbital, so this will be a bit down if this is the energy axis, and the ABMO will be slightly higher in energy. Okay. Now the electron, it will want to reside in that orbital which has lower energy. That is why it is residing in the sigma 1s. Now why it is called sigma 1s? Because 1s will always form sigma bonds, and the sigma bond is formed by 1s orbital. That is why this is called sigma 1s, and this is sigma star 1s. Okay, this is sigma star 1s. The star signifies that it is anti-bonding molecular orbital. This is anti-bonding molecular orbital. Now this part here is H2 is sigma 1s2, and this is the electronic configuration of H2. Done, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
done.
sir.
Okay, now you write bond order is equal to number of bonds. What is this? Number of bonds in BMO minus number of electrons. I'm really sorry, number of electrons in BMO minus number of electrons in ABMO divided by 2. Okay. In short, you can write it like this: NB minus NA divided by 2. Number of electrons in bonding minus number of electrons in anti-bonding molecular orbital divided by 2. So bond order for H2 will be bond order is equal to how much? Tell me. How many number of bonding electrons is how much, and number of anti-bonding electron is how much? Tell me. This is the BMO, na? How many electrons are there in bonding molecular orbital? Tell me. Bonding MO. How many
Sir, 2.
electrons? 2. And how many electrons in anti-bonding?
Sir, 0.
0. So 2 minus 0 divided by 2 is equal to 1, right? This is equal to 1. And that is why we can say, therefore, H2 has 1 sigma bond. Okay. Any problem? Please write this. Please write this down. Done, everyone?
Yes, sir, done.
Okay. Now see, this is hydrogen. This was simple. Now we are going to write about oxygen. Okay, we are going to write about oxygen. Formation of O2. So whenever you are going to make a molecular orbital diagram, what you will have to write? You'll first have to write the atomic orbitals. Okay, you have to first of all write the atomic orbitals. Atomic orbitals. Okay. Now in atomic orbitals, you will start with what? You will start with 1s. Now, this is the energy. Okay. This is the order of. This is energy. This is energy. This is 1s. And in the same level, these all are the atomic orbitals of what? These all are atomic orbitals of oxygen. Okay. This is also oxygen. This is also oxygen. Now in the same level, you have 1s of the other oxygen. You have O2 now. O2 means 2 oxygen. Both of them has what? Both of them has 1s. Now, okay, before that, it is better that you write the electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p4. So 1s has how many electrons? 2 electrons. 1s here also has how many electrons? 2 electrons. And then you will have 2s. And the same, you will write what? 2s. 2s has how many electrons? 2 electrons. I think, okay. And this will need a bit of more space. It's tough to draw the diagrams like this. Okay, but still I will try. Then you have what? Then you have 2p. Then you have 2p. In 2p, you have what? 2p have 2px, 2py, and 2pz. Here also you will have 2px, y, and z, right? So you have 2px, 2py, 2pz, 2pz, 2py, 2px. Now, if I combine the 1s and 1s, they will make 2 atomic orbitals. This will be BMO. This will be ABMO. Right? This is what? This is sigma 1s. And this is what? This is sigma star 1s. Right? This is sigma star 1s. Now, what about 2s and 2s? These will also be making. Two atomic orbitals. This will be what? Sigma 2s. This will be sigma star 2s. Now here 2pz will be making sigma 2pz. Now, as low as this is, the anti-bonding will be the same height. Okay, the anti-bonding will also be having the same height. So this will be 2pz. Okay, this is what? This is 2pz. Sigma star 2pz. Okay, so tell me, is this clear with everyone? Why I have made the sigma bond first? Because they will be having lower energy. Now then these two, 2px and 2px, they will combine. They will form what? They will combine. You have 2p4. Na? Then you will have pi 2px, pi 2py, pi star 2px, and pi star 2py. This is pi 2px, pi 2py, pi star 2px, pi star 2py. Okay, so guys, tell me one point that you should know, that sigma bond is stronger than pi. Therefore, sigma is more stable. If it is more stable, therefore sigma has lower energy, right? That is why sigma 2pz has lower energy than pi 2px and pi 2py. So first of all, please let me know that you are clear with this particular structure bond. This diagram. Atomic orbital 1s2, 2s2, 2p4. 1s2, 2s2, 2p4. And then we have made the bonding molecular orbitals and anti-bonding molecular orbitals. Is this clear with everyone?
Yes, sir.
All of you? Hiba?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we will start. Now next thing that you have to do after the formation of the molecular orbital diagram, you have to count how many electrons are there total in the atomic orbitals. Count now. 8, a plus 8, right? 16 electrons. Yes or no? 16 electrons.
Yes, sir.
So we'll start like this: 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Do you see that I have taken care of the Hund's rule, that I didn't pair them up because these electrons, they were having same energy. These electrons, since they were having same energy, I cannot pair this up. I have to first singly occupy them, and only after that we can do what? Only after that we can pair them up. Okay, so first of all, what I will write for O2, what is the electronic configuration? The electronic configuration is sigma 1s2, sigma star 1s2, then you have sigma 2s2, sigma star 2s2. After that we have sigma 2pz, sigma 2pz. After that we have pi 2px, which is equal to pi 2py, and 2pz has 2 electrons, 2px has 2 electrons, 2py also has 2 electrons. And after that we have at the end pi star 2px 2 equal to pi star 2py 2. So please copy this formation of O2. Next, we will calculate the bond order. After bond order, I will tell you about what is the magnetic nature. You have to tell me the bond order, okay? Then I will explain the magnetic nature.
Sir, we should calculate separately for each of them.
No. You just have to tell me, na. Complete. You have you have this is bonding, this is bonding, this is bonding, this is bonding, right? Then these are anti-bondings, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So 2px and 2py are one electron. So just you have to add all the bondings, add all the anti-bondings. Wait a second, let me do this. You guys are having problem. See, bond. Okay. Wait a second. I need to reshare this. One node got stuck somehow. So bond order here. See, bond order is equal to number of bonding minus number of anti-bonding divided by 2. So if I look at the number of bonding electrons, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Minus anti-bonding, 2, 4, 5, and 6. It's equal to how much? 4 by 2. Equal to 2, right? Which is equal to 2. What does this mean? O2 has 1 sigma and 1 pi. Bond C. Okay. Now the next thing that you can see if one S, please stop writing and please listen here. Okay. If one S has 2 bonding, 2 anti-bonding, that means what is happening? It is not contributing to the bond order. Yes or no? If the number of bonding anti-bonding electrons are equal, that means it will not contribute to the bond order. Yes or no? They are getting cancelled. Yes, guys?
Yes, sir.
Right? Similarly, 2s, sigma 2s and sigma star 2s, they are also getting cancelled.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now what about this? 2pz, there is no one to cancel. 2py, there is someone to cancel, but only half of the electrons is present to cancel, right? So the only part which is contributing is this part here. Which part? The highlighted part. This part is contributing to the bond order. This part is contributing to the bond order. That is why I'm saying that it has what? 1 sigma and 1 pi, right? Because pi, you can see that there are 4 electrons. That means 2 bonds. But out of 4 electrons, 2 electrons are cancelled by the anti-bonding which is present in pi star 2px and pi star 2py. Okay, that is why we say that it has 1 sigma and 1 pi bond. This is the bond order. Next is magnetic nature. You guys have learned about magnetic nature, na? Yes or no? Are yes or no? Diamagnetic, paramagnetic. Hamza, Hiba, Khalid, guys. कुछ नहीं याद आ रहा.
No, sir.
No, नहीं पढ़ा आप लोगों ने.
सर किसके बारे में वैसे मैग्नेटिक
Magnetic nature, याद नहीं ना? Diamagnetic.
Yeah, that one we can study. Diamagnetic and paramagnetic.
Hamza, Hiba, Salman. You guys tell me, you have not studied diamagnetic, paramagnetic?
I studied, but we forgot.
You forgot. See, na, you forgot. So diamagnetic is that if you have all the electrons are paired. Paramagnetic, if there is some unpaired electron. So tell me, in O2, do you see unpaired electron? Yes or no? Can you see unpaired electron anywhere in the MOs? O2 means this part. Whenever I say O2, you have to look at the molecular orbitals. Ab atomic orbital ka khel khatam ho gaya. Okay, you just have the molecular orbitals. So tell me, can you see unpaired electrons in molecular orbitals of O2? Yes or no?
No.
Arre bhai, what is this then? Are these paired? Or these are unpaired? These are paired or unpaired?
Unpaired.
Unpaired, na? So magnetic nature will be paramagnetic. What about Hamza and Hiba? You guys have also forgotten everything?
Sir, I couldn't remember this.
इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कॉन्फ़िगरेशन की चीजें चैप्टर 2 की चीजें अगर याद नहीं रहे तो बड़ी मुश्किल होगी, है ना? याद
No,
रहनी
I
चाहिए
mean,
सारी.
I'm talking about magnetic nature.
Paramagnetic, diamagnetic. Achha, yeah, don't remember that only. We have learned this in electronic configuration. Done, everyone?
Yes, sir.
No. So we have seen a few examples for H2 and O2. Now I will give you the order of energy. I will give you the order of energy. And there are two cases here, okay? There are two cases. There are two cases. One case that you have seen, that one is sigma 1s has the least energy, then sigma star 1s, then sigma 2s, then sigma star 2s, and so on. But there are generally two cases in the energy of orbitals. So order of energy of molecular orbitals, okay? So you have two cases, case one, case one. Now, whenever you will have number of electron greater than 40, if number of electron is greater than 14, okay, in molecule, okay, in molecule, at element में मत देखिएगा. For example, O2 had how many electrons? 16, na? So that is greater than 14. So in that case, what you will use? You will use this order, okay? You will use this order. That sigma 1s will have the least energy, followed by sigma star 1s, followed by sigma 2s, followed by sigma star 2s. Now, after sigma star 2s, we had what? Sigma 2p z, right? After sigma 2p z, what do we have? We have pi 2px, which is equal to pi 2py, is equal to pi 2py. Now, after that, what we have? We have pi star 2px is equal to pi star 2py. Now, at the end, we have sigma star 2pz. At the end, we have sigma star 2pz. So this is the order if we have the number of electrons greater than 40. Now, case 2. If number of electrons is less than 14, okay, in molecules only, okay, in molecules only, less than 14. Now you will say, sir, what will happen if I have 14, for example, in nitrogen? So I should say less than or equal to 14. Then the order will be sigma 1s, sigma 1s star. Now after sigma 1s star, then you will have sigma 2s followed by sigma star 2s. Then it will be followed by, then you will have pi 2px, okay? After that, what you will get? You will get pi 2p x, which will be equal to pi 2py. Now, after this, what you will get? After this, you will have 2pz. Not pi, but rather sigma 2pz. Sigma 2pz. After sigma 2pz, it is just the same. It is just the same after sigma 2pz. It is pi star 2px. It is equal to pi star 2py. And after that, you will have sigma star 2pz. Okay. So there is a change of order. I mean, this is coming first and this is going back if it is less than 14. If it is less than 14. The reason is sp mixing, but sp mixing is a bit, you can tell you, but let us first do these things. Then I will tell you about sp making, what happens and why this order is present. Okay. Done.
No, sir, writing the second one.
Okay, please wait. अथवा देख के लिखे. It may seem very confusing and similar type of things.
Done, sir.
What others? Salman. Just Salman is done. Hiba, are you done?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we'll do some examples. Okay. Determine molecular electronic configuration, bond order, and magnetic nature of following. Okay, and magnetic nature of following. A helium-2. You have helium molecule, that is helium-2. Okay, helium-2. So first thing that you will do, I'm just telling you, first you will calculate total number of electrons. Tell me, for helium-2, how many electrons will be there? Helium has how many electrons? Helium has how many electrons? Fast guys. इसमें please आप लोग जल्दी जवाब दीजिए. Helium has how many electrons?
Sir, 2.
So helium-2 will have how many electrons?
Sir, 4.
So tell me case 1 or case 2?
Yes, sir.
Case 1 or case 2?
Sir, 2.
Case 2, right? But I mean, the case 2 will not even come because I will start with where? Sigma 1s. So tell me sigma 1s can hold how many electrons? 2 electrons, right?
Yes, sir.
Then sigma star 1s2. Yes?
Yes, sir.
So the electronic configuration is given. Now bond order is equal to NB minus NA divided by 2. So which is the bonding? Sigma is bonding, sigma star is anti-bonding. So how many is present in bonding?
2, sir.
And how many is present in anti-bonding? जो लोग जवाब नहीं दे रहे हम बाहर कर देंगे क्लास से बता रहे हैं. I'm asking very simple questions here, okay? Now once again tell me, all of you, how many are present in bonding?
Sir, 2.
2.
And how many are present in anti-bonding?
2.
Sir,
2 divided by 2. This will be equal to how much? 0. So bond
0.
order is what? Bond order is 0. That means there is no bond between helium-helium molecule, right? That is why He2 will not exist. Why? अगर bond ही नहीं है तो कहाँ से exist करेगा? Will not exist. Because there is no bond between these two helium molecules. Now, if this helium-2 is not existing, then what we can say that magnetic nature की बात करने की क्या जरूरत जबकि helium-2 मौजूद ही नहीं है. If helium 2 does not exist, the magnetic nature will also be not present. But hypothetically, if He2 exists, it will be, बोलिए, it has unpaired electrons or no? All the electrons are paired, na? 2, 2.
Yes,
It will be what?
all pairs.
Diamagnetic. All are paired, diamagnetic. Okay. Okay. Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Very
sir.
good.
Yes, sir.
Done? Okay. Are you guys done writing or you are writing this now?
Done.
Hamza, Hiba?
Done, sir.
Done. Okay. Next. Carbon molecule. Okay. Carbon molecule. C2. Now tell me total number of electrons.
Sir, 6.
It's equal. Arey bhai,
Total, sir, 12, sir, 12.
Thank you very much. 12. Case 1 or case 2?
Sir, case 2.
Case 2. So electronic configuration. We'll start with what? Sigma 1s2, sigma star 1s2, sigma 2s2, right? After that, there will be sigma star 2s2, correct? Now, after sigma star 2s2, what we will have? We'll have
Pi.
pi 2px is equal to pi 2py. How many electrons are there? 2, 4, 6, 8. Then how many are remaining? We have to fill how many more electrons? 4 more, na? So
4.
2 here and 2 here. Okay. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now see. Now see what we can also write now, or we can, rather writing this 1s2, we can write kk. Kk means the core shell electrons. Okay. Kk means the core shell electron, and then you can write these electrons, just the valence electronic configuration, right? Because these are in the core shell. This is core K. There. Now let us write the number of bond order. Bond order. Tell me bond order will be equal to bonding minus anti-bonding divided by 2. Tell me number of bonding.
Sir,
Everyone,
8.
okay? All will answer me. Number of bonding.
Sir, 8.
What about others? Khalid, Salman.
8.
Minus anti-bonding. Hamza will
Sir,
not
4.
answer. Hamza ही answer कर दिया. Divided by 2 is equal to
4.
what? This will be equal to how much?
Sir, 2.
2.
Now, this is very important. Okay, this is very important. Now see, sigma 1s2 will be cancelled by sigma star 1s2, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no? They will not contribute to bond order. Sigma 2s2 will be cancelled by sigma star 2s2. They will not contribute in bond order. But what is contributing in bond order is pi 2px and pi 2py. Yes, guys?
Yes, sir.
How many electrons are there in pi 2px and pi 2py?
2.
Complete total number. 4, right?
4.
Right. So if there are 4 electrons, that means how many bonds? 2 bonds, correct? And see,
Yes.
both the bonds are pi bonds. Both bond in C2 are pi bonds. C2 doesn't have sigma bond. Okay, both the bonds are what? Pi bonds. Now, next thing is magnetic nature. Next thing is magnetic nature. Magnetic nature बताइए. Magnetic nature, guys.
Sir, paramagnetic.
It has unpaired electron or zero unpaired electron?
Dia.
Dia, na? All the electrons are paired. Yes, Hamza. All the electrons are paired, na?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, we will write one more example. Are you done with this one?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Right. O2 positive. O2 positive. So we have removed how many electrons? 1 electrons we have removed, right? So tell me total electrons.
Sir, 15.
Total electrons is equal to 16 minus 1, which is equal to 15. So case 1 or case 2?
Sir, case 2. Case 1.
Case 1 only, na? Greater than
Yes.
14, right? Greater than 14, that means case 1. So please, electronic configuration. It will start what? Sigma 1s2, sigma star 1s2, followed by sigma 2s2, sigma star 2s2, sigma star 2s2, and after that you will have what? Sigma 2pz here, right? 2pz2. Now 2, 2, 2, 2, and 2. That means how much? 10 are completed, right? Then you have pi star, no, only pi 2px, which is equal to pi 2py. How many electrons are there, guys? 2, 4, 8, 10, and 12. Only 3 electrons are left, na?
Yes, sir.
So this will have 2 and this will have 1 electron. Okay. Essentially, how it is happening? It is happening like this. This is pi 2px, pi 2py, 1 electron, 2 electron, 3 electrons. Okay. So now tell me, are there any electron left?
Sir, 2 left.
Two are left, ना? Okay, वही तो हमको लग रहा था ऐसा.
Sir, 2
So
are left, right?
yeah. So this is 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right. So let me erase this.
1 is left.
1 is left. Pi star 2px is equal to pi star 2py. Now here this pi star 2px will have what? 1 electron. Okay, this will have 0 electron. This will look something like this. We have to fill 1 electron and we have 2 orbitals, so only 1 will be filled. This will be unpaired. Now next thing is bond order. Bond order is equal to, see, this is simple. What you have to do is these two will cancel each other out. These two will cancel each other out. Yes, they will not contribute to the bond order, na? Then what you have left? 2 plus 2 plus 2, that is 6 minus 1, na? 2 plus 2 plus 2, correct?
Yes, sir.
6 minus 1 divided by 2. This is equal to what? 5 by 2, which is
2.5.
equal to 2.5, right? Is equal to 2.5. Then the magnetic nature. Magnetic nature is equal to what? Unpaired electron.
Paramagnetic.
Yeah, very good. Paramagnetic. Okay. Now, if I compare stability of O2 and O2 positive, right? O2 and O2 positive. Then what we see? We compare the bond order. Okay. Solution is bond order of O2 was equal to how much? 2. Bond order of O2 positive is equal to how much? For O2 positive is equal to
So 2.5.
2.5. Whose bond order is more? O2 positive, right?
O2 positive.
That is it. O2 positive is more stable than O2. Done. Done, everyone.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is all about the molecular orbital theory. Okay. So one thing that you should write is the application of MOT. First is that they explain the nature of bonding and all these things are fine. These things are fine, but essentially they tell you about the existence or non-existence, existence or non-existence of a particular molecule. Secondly, they tell you about the relative stability. You can compare the stability by looking at the molecular orbital theory and the electronic configuration. Okay. The second is that they tell you about bond order, which is the main thing. And then you can stability of molecule. And they can also tell you about the magnetic nature. And they can also tell you about the magnetic nature. So these are the applications. That means what? They can ask you questions on this. They will tell you whether this exists or not exists. Then you have to apply MOT. You have to check the bond order. If bond order is greater than 0, that means it will exist. If bond order is 0, that means it won't exist. The next thing is that they will ask you regarding the stability, relative stability. For example, they have said, compare the stability of O2 and O2 positive. There is a question in which you have to calculate for O2, O2 positive, O2 negative, O2 2 negative. You have to compare the stabilities of this. So you have to calculate the bond order. Okay, you have to calculate the bond order. Please write this point. Please write this point. Done.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now write remarks. First point, bond order is directly proportional to stability. Second point, bond order, it is what? It is directly proportional to bond energy. Third point, bond order is inversely proportional to bond length. Okay, now I will give you a trick from where you can determine at least at your level, if you have sum of electrons, you can calculate the bond order. Okay, you can see the bond order. Okay, you don't have to make the chart and all things. Okay, you don't have to make the chart, I mean the electronic configuration. So if the sum of electron is 10, the bond order is 1. Then if it is 11, if I increase 1 electron, you increase the bond order by 0.5. 12, 2, 13, 2.5, 14 will have 3 bonds, 15, 3.5. Then after 15 you have 16. 16 will be how much? Sorry, I mean you just have to increase now. You have to decrease now. 3 is the maximum. Then you will have 2.5 again. 16 will have 2. 17 will have how much? 1.5. 18 will have 1. Okay. So simply stating, if somebody will tell you question, compare stability of O2 comma O2 positive comma O2 negative comma O2 2 negative. Then what you will see, you will just write the number of electrons. This is 18. This will have how much? Sorry, this is not 18, this is 16. 16, 15, this will have 17, and this will have 18, right? Correct?
Yes, sir.
So for 16, it is what? The bond order is 2. For 15 is just 2.5. Then for O2 negative, this is 17, which is will be 1.5, and O2 2 negative will be how much? 1. So the stability will be O2 2 positive is most stable, followed by O2, followed by O2 negative, followed by O2 2 negative. Okay. See, this is something that you can do if you have MCQ. But if it was theoretical exam, then what you have to do, you have to completely draw the molecular orbital diagram. You have to write the electronic configuration. You have to see whether what is the case 1 or case 2 and everything. But if it is MCQ and yours is MCQ, I know that. So what you have to do, you just have to take the right answer, and this will help you a lot. This will help you a lot. Okay. So just this is the point. 14 is 3. If you go above 14, you will start 0.5 decreasing. If you go below 14, then also you have to decrease 0.5. Done?
Yes, sir. Done.
Done. Okay. Now write question. You have to compare N2, comma N2 positive and comma N2 negative. You have to compare the stability of N2, N2 positive and N2 negative. What does that mean? At least put greater than, smaller than sign. Acha, Khalid. Okay, Khalid. Khalid, I got your answer. Okay, Hamza. Hamza, please put a greater than or lesser than sign, and then send me the answer. I could not understand like that. Okay, so all of you tell me, what will be the bond order for A? What will be the bond order for A? N2, how many
Sir,
electrons?
14.
14 electrons. What about this? How many electrons?
Sir, 13.
13. How many? What about this? How many electrons?
15.
15. Very good. Now, tell me the bond order for 14. 3. Bond order for N2. For 13, it is how much? 2.5, na? For N2 negative? 2.5, right?
5.
Right. Now, it may seem that A is greater than B and B and C are equal, right? If I just look at the bond order, but you have to remember, see, let us write N2 positive, N2. Let's write N2. You will have what? N2 has case 1 or case 2? For 14, it will be case 1 or case 2?
Sir, case 2.
Case 2, right? It will have case 2. So you have sigma 1s, then you have sigma star 1s, this is 2, this is 2, sigma 2s2, sigma star 2s2. Then you will have 2p, right? Pi 2py 2 equal to pi 2py, sorry, 2px 2, right? So this is what? 2, 4, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. 8, 10, and 12. Then one more, that is sigma 2p z2. Okay, this is for 14 electrons, right? Nitrogen N2. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
14 electrons. All of you can see 14 electrons.
Yes,
Hamza,
sir.
Hiba, right? Okay. Now for N2 positive, everything will be same, but this will have sigma 2p z1. Yes,
Yes,
everything
sir.
will be same. Now for N2 negative, everything will be same. This will be sigma 2p z. We will add one more electron, and that will go to what? That will go to pi star. Pi star 2p x1. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, even though N2 positive and N2 negative, they have the same bond order, but N2 negative has more electron in anti-bonding. N2 negative has one more electron in anti-bonding. That is why we will say this is expected. But the actual is N2 has the greatest. A is the greatest. What is N2 positive? Where is N2 positive? Then N2 positive, and then C, that is N2 negative. Okay, why? Because N2 negative has more electron in ABMO than what? Than N2 positive. Other way of understanding this is, please listen here. N2 positive, N2 negative. N2 positive has how many electrons? It has 14 protons. And how many electrons? 13 electrons. Now this has 14 protons and how many electrons? 15 electrons, right? Now tell me which can attract easily. Where will be the attraction more, A or B? Where will be attraction more, A or B? 14 electrons can easily attract 13 electrons, right? But 14 protons can easily attract 13 electrons, but attracting 15 electrons will be difficult for 14 electrons. Yes or no, guys?
Yes, sir.
Right. So attraction is greater at A. If attraction is greater, this is more stable. There are two ways in which you can understand. If attraction is greater, then attraction will be greater. Now, the other thing is that you can understand from here that if you have more number of anti-bonding electrons in anti-bonding orbital, what you will get? You will get less stable molecule. And there are very small portion that is left. We will just complete that in the next class. But before that, please write homework. Homework of chapter 4. Homework of chapter 4. NCERT. Exercise. (29), 30, 34, 35, 36, 37. This is very important. Small question, but very important. 4.40. Okay. So write this down. Homework that please do it. Okay. Please try these questions. How many questions? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 questions are there. Okay. Please try these questions.